Okay, so it is 8:30 in the morning and we're going to have a look to see how our bread has been progressing, our dough. So as you can see, it has risen really good. What I might do is turn on the light so we get a bit more light. Now, as you can see, it has risen. It's about half the size. It's come halfway up the bowl. So I'm going to tip it out, but this time we're not going to use water. We're going to use a little bit of flour on the table because we would like it to. We don't want it to get wet at this point of the process. So again, I'm just going to ease it out. Which anything flat that you've got like this is quite flexible, so it's good. I'm just going to ease it out so because it can stick to the bottom. I'm going to work it around the bowl like this. And it's starting to come off, and as soon as it's done, I'll give a little sprinkle of flour to the top just to put my hand on it. And it has come out of the bowl. Put that aside. Now, as you can see, this was underneath the bread, and there's lots of little bubbles coming through. So give a little sprinkle of flour on the top again. Now, this part of the process, we're just going to fold it like a clock, I call this. But before we do that, we're going to prep our basket. This is the proving basket. It's about 12 inches, about 4 inches deep. If you don't have one of these, look, I recommend one of these. If you don't have one, a suitably sized bowl will do the same thing. But if you're going to make bread every day, they're a good investment. What we're going to do is we're going to line this, and this is just the cloth, the linen cloth that we used to cover the bread with last night. I'm going to put that in. It's still a little bit damp, which is absolutely fine. I'm going to line it in there, and I'm going to add a little bit of flour to it just to stop it sticking to that cloth. Now over here then with the bread, what I want you to do is picture it like a clock. We're just going to flatten it a little bit. We don't want to totally flatten it, and we're going to pinch a little part here, pull it out a couple of inches, and fold it in. I'm going to pinch and fold. Pinch and fold, pinch and fold, like this the whole way around. So we're folding it in on itself. Then we're going to turn it upside down. I'm going to form it into a round shape like that. Now what we want to do is we need to stretch the surface of the dough so that it doesn't break with these little lines here. So we're just going to literally put our hands behind it, and on the counter we're going to pull it like this towards us, turn it 90 degrees, repeat the process. So as you can see, it's starting to stretch the surface of the dough. We'll do that a couple more times. We don't want to rip the dough. We want to get a nice even surface on the top. At this stage you can shape it depending on the shape of your basket. So that's now nice and round. Just a little bit of dusting of flour on the top again. Just rub that in. And then that goes into our proofing basket. As you can see, there's the little folds that we made. Little dusting of flour again. And then we just take the edges and cover it up. And that sits in the proofing basket now until about lunchtime. As I said, it's 8:30 in the morning now, so we'll leave it there until about 12 or 1 o'clock. Well, the consistency we want is that when we touch it, it doesn't completely bounce back, that the little hollow stays in it. And we'll be ready to cook it around about lunchtime then. But here's a tip for you, seeing as this is 8 o'clock in the morning. If you remember step 1 yesterday morning, we fed our sourdough. So if you want to bake again tonight, here's the tip: feed your sourdough now and you'll be ready to repeat the process tonight. Thank you.